5 in game number 2. But
HR definitely took it to him in the last game, so potentially a value bet for some CIS fans.
For sure. Very curious how the laning setup is going to go. If it's as we seem, you know, with the, I was going to say Insania Weaver combo is pretty nice.
It is a nice combo. However, I don't like Boxy on these heroes. I prefer if he is the initiator. You know, if he is the Slardar. We saw what a difference that made in the previous 2 games. We were kind of, you know, not the same hero as Necrophos, but kind of feels sort of similar.
Yeah, at least he has a bit more of an escape mechanism if he does happen to get jumped.
True.
But yeah, I agree with the sentiment, though. I like Boxy on those jump action pack kind of get fight started heroes here. As we do get the fight started here for game number 3, looks like HR will easily secure the top bounties while Liquid get the bottom bounties for themselves. I am excited to see Earth Spirit back in action again. This hero was all the rage during your roaming 4 era. Has been on the sidelines for a lot of the action in a lot of the games as of recent, but here in the arms of Taiga.
Yeah, I mean, I think the hero can be good, but what is it good against in this game?
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. Its biggest asset I love now is the rolling boulder, especially later on. The cooldown is incredibly minimal. What is it? It's like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Every 4 seconds, you're rolling into him and stunning him, which is quite ridiculous. The range is long, so hopefully you catch Nature's Prophet. It's quite awful if you do miss them, though.
Yeah, that's kind of my concern, though. I don't think it's a great game to be a melee hero for Dire because of like the Witch Doctor Cask.
Monkey King ult, not
King
fun
ult,
to be in.
I
agree with that.
Pankaleer, disarm plus roll.
It feels like Liquid need a lot of fancy execution and
sure,
you know.
And Mickey can bring that though on the Void Spirit. I think the Grimstroke plus the Void Spirit could be a really tough combo for even Monkey King to deal with.
Yeah, I just I guess I'm not looking for the right word. It's like it requires a lot of choreography to be able to land. You know, you got to make sure you execute, land the rolling boulder setups, get your jump ins. They're a very fragile kind of lineup too. When you look at them, it's not like they have any real tanky frontliners. I mean, what Earth Spirit is the one who comes closest to that. So
yeah,
it's about getting in there, getting the damage, and getting the job done fast and efficiently. If you linger around or you misplay a bit, HR's lineup will just crush you fast.
I definitely hope that Boxy and Mickey can bring some aggression to Dire's lineup, as well as Taiga. Make stuff happen with that Ink Swell from Grimstroke.
The bottom lane is certainly going to be the one to watch where the action could come out. Mid lane is a Nature's Prophet Shadow Fiend matchup where they're pretty even on paper. A few more denies on the side of Nature's Prophet. We all expect the Shadow Fiend to have that slower start until he gets a couple levels under the belt.
Yeah, the matchup gets better for Shadow Fiend as it goes on.
For sure. Oh, top, Inkswell. Funnig welcomes that Inkswell with a crush of his own and takes the fight back to Mickey because, you know, he's just a Void Spirit. He, after committing all of his spells, can't really try to go toe-to-toe with this melee lane.
I think the real timing for HR will be when the Spherion starts to rotate. I think Shadow Fiend will probably be a little bit more interested in farming. Whereas Spherion can definitely make stuff happen in the top lane before. I don't even know. Top lane might be tough with Void Spirit Weaver, not the easiest heroes to gank. Maybe they can bring people mid and they can kill the Shadow Fiend.
That definitely would be the easier core target to go for because, like you mentioned, the other two being elusive. Just settling for like supports on these heavier rotations isn't going to really satisfy HR's appetite in this one. You're Koifa really muscling down and pushing back Kasani, flexing that he's got the raises, he's got the extra levels, and he's looking to try to swell up as fast as he can. Taiga rotating over to the mid lane. This is what you got to do with Earth Spirit, you know. Typically get the Roman because he can't offer a lot to the lane itself. He's not even someone who can farm somewhere on his own. He's not a farmer hero. He's just trying to find kills and setups to try to accelerate his early game. Puts him at the risk of being that kind of fight or flight, or feast or famine rather kind of hero. Top Insania getting approached here. Has to dish out the early Ink Swell and Stroke.
Yeah, top lane's actually going quite even. Yeah, it's pretty even. I would suspect Liquid to do better in this lane though. I don't know, maybe Slardar is just too strong for this melee hero.
Yeah, they don't quite have enough damage to scare off this melee
the third
combo.
Hero.
Yeah.
They might go Slardar right now.
I thought he was there to just babysit the rune, but he's rotating all the way up to the top lane now as Taiga. hiding within the camp. Oh, nice roll in, kick back, but do they have the damage? Looks like they do. Nice setup there from Mikke, and Taiga's first rotation going coast to coast from bottom lane all the way to the top is successful.
Oh, that was cool. He was in like a little corner of the neutral camp there, and essentially the creeps aggroed onto him, so he had no choice but to just go. Otherwise, he was going to take a bunch of creep damage for nothing. Got himself a timely roll onto the Slardar there. Big kill for them.
That's probably in his best interest to continue to remain in their shadows and pop out where possible here. A possible jump for Boxig. They commit in the Maldic to follow up damage. Is this level 2 Maldic going to be enough? Yes, it will. Taiga, he rolls in, but yeah, once you miss that rolling boulder, it feels real bad. You got to slowly walk out.
And Bounty Runes are about to spawn.
And
looks like HR is going to get at least one of these, maybe.
They'll get that bottom one in the river for sure, unless Taiga rolls in. Woo! He just sidesteps and lets him have it. All right, real nice. As we're already seeing Taiga get frisky across the lanes. The mid lane is still pretty neck and neck here, with Nature's Prophet just getting more of the denies. Shadow Fiend, as we know, can just kind of sidestep for the jungle and get some raises, but he is level 6 now. As top lane could be trouble, we see the rotation from Nature's Prophet coming into play, and it's successful. They get that Void Spirit kill, and then bottom, also pressure for Taiga here. They move in, they hit with the Maldic, and they're going to get the finish. Boxy is able to respond with the takedown, but yeah, he's eating a lot of damage. One more tick, and almost enough to take them both down.
Yeah, lane's going relatively well for HR this game.
This could be the 3rd game in a row where they're winning the laning phase, man. They know how to trap themselves into a strong lanes. I mean, and obviously the mechanical aspect has to come with it. These guys can build themselves an early advantage, it seems, regardless.
They also picked Slardar, Monkey King, and Furion, who are quite good laners. Slardar lacks a little bit of team fight later on. Monkey King, not so much. Furion, for sure. But they have good team fight on their Pangolier support, which could be very, very impactful. We saw how much work he did in the last game.
Yeah, he's already level 4. They're making a move on Mikke here. Sprinting in, but Insania does dish out the slow.
Just making sure that Liquid can't contest those CS on lane.
And they're even here between the Slardar and the Void Spirit. Shows how much this offlane duo has been able to kind of keep pressure on.
Shadow Fiend's first rotation might be able to find the Monkey King here. He's got a bug on him.
Nice roll in, Shadow Raise.
Got them both.
And Miposhka. Oh, we didn't commit the right click on that. They get the kill.
Okay. Quite hard to rotate with SF, but making it happen here.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like without the vision, HR just kind of left in the dark on that one. Obviously could have been.
Yeah, if they had some wards in Dire's jungle, they might be able to tell when Shadow Fiend is.
Kasani wants to respond with their own kill onto the safe laner as they step up to the top lane, looking to go for Mikke here. Long, hard commitment as Boxy's able to rotate in. Phonik has to hide within the trees, goes for the TP out. Looks like he's gone.
Oh, Boxy tried to time-lapse back to bottom lane, but
I was going to say, time-lapse canceling a TP? Or it was big brain level trying to head all the way back bottom, but unfortunately a second or two off from that. And he'll have to do the run. Very deep Roger Pango as well in this mid lane.
Yeah, Void Spirit quite tanky with the max shield E-spell there. Doesn't have the Dissimulate though, so it can't jump out of sprouts, or you can Quality Blade out, but they can make ganks happen on him.
Well, I suppose if this is in Liquid's best interest here to kind of just keep the fight alive where possible. I don't know if that's just working around quick with Shadow Fiend and what has worked out to be a roaming ganking style. Right now they're going to pincer in onto Roger here. Insania meets him from the low ground. Can he jump out and away? Not when you're silenced.
You should have known.
Good quick setup onto him before he can respond.
It looks like they might get
Miposhka in trouble. All right, a couple of supports caught out on the sides. Liquid will take these little wins. Now they're at 6-3 with HR still holding a fragment of a net worth advantage at this point. Nature's Prophet, you know, always has TP up and up the ready here. So I'm curious
I was going for the mech. Okay. Yeah, I suppose with the mech they'll try and take tier 1 towers.
Is that the right play? Is it that they fear this that Liquid could just scale better? That they want to end this one flat out and try to group up sooner than later?
I think they just feel like they have a good.
Well, they got Funnick here, as you
Yeah.
can see.
I feel like maybe they think they just have a good timing, where they can make something happen.
All right, well, moves being made here now for the bottom as a jump for Nyx. Suddenly Liquid just on the full assault this game. They jump and get the grab on the Funnick in the top lane, move in promptly for Nyx on the bottom. Won't cost them Taiga, but certainly a trade Liquid are happy to take here.
Yeah, HR is getting outnumbered in a lot of places. They need to get these ultimates up for, I guess, for Pangolier, and I think they should definitely look to group up.
Even Witch Doctor falling quite behind on the XP, so I imagine one of them has to get the tome. But yeah, without having these big ultimates means they don't have big team fight, which means Liquid are just going to win all these exchanges when they have the numbers advantage, certainly. As Boxy chasing down Roger here, they exchange chat wheel pleasantries. Roger steps up to the back. He's going to be fine for now. Just Liquid in a really strong spot and keep the pressure on HR where possible. And if it's in their interest to kind of run from top to bottom and bottom to top to split them apart.
Top.
Okay. That's certainly done. Funnick with that corrosive haze makes it that much easier. Taiga moving in with the ultimate.
Earth Spirit ultimate.
Funnick back under the tower. Can he at least get another rock down? I think so. That Magnetize is going to be recharged, and that will allow Boxy and company to go for the finish. Kasani not going to be able to make it away. Plenty of damage there. Is Boxy now dominating on his Weaver. The response from HR is to add pressure onto that bomb tier 1, but there's a quick glyph to try to stop him. So Liquid could rotate and defend here, but you know, this is like the third straight scrappy fight advantage for Liquid I've seen.
Yeah. Once again, HR getting outnumbered in the top lane. I think if they want to make this move, they need to be bringing an additional hero, if not 2 more. But I suppose it is going to lead to a tier 1 tower here bottom, since Shadow Fiend did port up top.
Yeah, they're not leaving Nyx alone ever. Witch Doctor has been by his side this whole game, it feels.
Yeah, I suppose maybe that's what we're waiting for. I thought we were waiting for Furion's mech, but he just made a play anyways without it. Able to finish it now, so he'll have it for the next fight. Monkey King about to finish his Echo Saber. And Pangolier now has his ult, so I think the timing is ripe for HR to make some plays.
All right, HR, you heard him. As they're dancing with the idea of making a move onto this top lane a bit. We got to see where the commitment will fall for HR. In their best interest, I imagine they would look to get a jump on the Koikpa, but top lane is
the
trouble
Monkey
on
King, nice.
Boxy as they slam it down.
Yeah, they didn't see the Air Spirit, but
that dominating kill streak going to Funnick now.
yeah,
Not as rewarding as it used to be, but still very nice. As sorry, we do see a jump on the Koikpa, and they rip
the
them apart too.
supports. Look at those supports taking down the mid Shadow Fiend.
Oshka just got that level 6. Puts it to great work already. And it does cost him his life, but he don't care. He got that Shadow Fiend down with that first Death Pulse.
Nah, if you're a Witch Doctor player, you're used to dying. It's part of the job.
And tier 1 done for, certainly. HR now responding back in this mid game.
I was going to say, it's really big for Slardar to get kills like that because he does not farm fast. And he's going to be that much closer to his first couple of items. Whether it looks like he went drums, but maybe he'll go blink next.
Yeah, I'm trying to value how important it is that he is to starting these fights. It looks like it hasn't been too necessary for now, but as the game progresses,
right now they can focus on just kind of like surrounding the mid tier 1 tower. So maybe if he can just come from behind, he won't necessarily need the blink. You know, just being a little bit tankier.
For
and
now,
more damage.
However, he can just run straight up to him, hit him with a bash, make it easier that way. But you're right, they are still going to come and surround this mid tier 1 tower. They understand the value of it. Can Liquid amount a defense?
I don't think so with the mech and...
Well, they think they can. They're rolling right in. Taiga hits 2 with the silence immediately. Can they manage to burst down the Nature's Prophet? Here's the response. It's going to be Nyx moving in with that Wukong command. Getting the right-click hits, trying to bring down and get the finish. As they push them back, it's only 2 to drop so far. Mickey's able to create the space, and just where's the firepower? With that mech coming out from Furion, HR just survived.
Yeah, can't not run inside that Monkey King ult. He's got the Echo Saber up, so Jingu stacks being built constantly.
And kind of a awkward standstill, especially for Liquid, who led off the charge in that fight. HR just pushed them back and hold the line. And now Taiga looking to go in for another, but can't quite find the connection, so he quickly gets brought down. And now it's a numbers advantage for HellRaisers. Do Liquid want to just stick around for a third attempt
for another spanking?
Just go farm and make the most of their time. They're kind of half committal right now.
Seems like they're waiting for HR to slip up.
Which is, you know, a value tactic in its own right. If they could somehow get a bit overzealous, let's say, maybe you punish them for it.
Yeah, HR doesn't have Pangolier ult anymore, or Monkey King ult, or Furion ult. So I don't think I wouldn't expect them to dive the tower, but they'd love to kill it.
Well, they managed to hang around long enough until, oh, wait, it's 15 minutes. Go for the bounties. And everyone runs. Boxy's able to just nab the one at the top of the river real fast.
Yeah, he's having a pretty awful game so far. Bottom net worth for the course.
He's trying to go straight for that Agnum Scepter.
Mickey's got his Yules. It's big.
And there's Koikfa ripping it through with the Requiem. Using the assist from the Yules, they tag it up and take down Funix Slardar, which is good because he had been on quite a tear so far, securing the early drums. He's trying to go for the blink next.
I think any time that Liquid shows in this bottom lane, HR should just be instantly all over that mid tower. Where they had Liquid kind of sitting on that mid lane was like perfect. They could even sit there with like 4 heroes and just let Furion farm and gain an advantage that way.
Top lane, Miposhka and Nyx try to jump on box, doesn't go too well, but we want to watch mid lane where the real action's kicking off here. Jump in from Liquid to quickly surround Roger. They're committing the magnetism too, and they finish it. HR want to get that tier 1 tower finish. Liquid keep holding it, and HR not quite coming with enough ammunition to finish out that fight. Monkey King still has his ult.
Mickey making a lot of great plays on the Void Spirit, especially with this Yule Scepter, setting up for his Aether Remnant. I believe that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Nice.
Finally, the tower will be taken down. Funnick will get the last hit on that one there.
They don't have a lot of save for the person that Void Spirit does go on. However, I think if Witch Doctor's there with like a counter initiation cask as well as the Voodoo Restoration plus the Furion's mech, I'm not sure that that target has to die. No, just, you know, 0 points in it. It's fine.
I know, but
I think the Voodoo Restoration is really good this game. They have a lot of damage from the Earth Spirit with the ultimates. I think
absolutely
it's really good at offsetting that.
I agree. He had been hanging around this Monkey King like the whole game.
Yeah, you only really need 1 point as well. It's a pretty value.
I like that. Maybe HR were just delayed on grabbing the outpost, seeing if they could bait Liquid in. But they grab it now. And we're going to have a bit of a lull in the fight. Network is about even on this one here. Koikfa looking to just try to clutch out this BKB real fast. I imagine that would be a good time for Liquid to try to go back on the offense.
Oh yeah, he's almost got it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really nice for them because if a fight ever stops going their way, then they can kind of retreat back into the Shadow Fiend, who can pop the big ult. Maybe even scare Monkey King out of his ultimate.
And where's our 18-minute rune gonna pop up? It's Illusion at the top. Boxy will pick that one up for his team. And they know there's vision there as he gets hit with the Wrath of Nature.
Yeah, they're having a real hard time catching these Liquid heroes. Shadow Fiend playing very defensively, farming his own jungle, and Weaver and Void Spirit taking the difficult farm. But with their built-in mobility, quite hard for HR to catch them at the moment. Slardar will soon be finishing his Blink Dagger. And then I think that they'll be waiting for Monkey King's BKB before they take on any 5-on-5 engagements. Or they may just try to defend their mid tower here.
He's close, about 1,000 gold away, but it could be bad timing if Liquid do decide to try to run in. They're pinging all over the place. Who has the smoke? It's Taiga. So
yeah,
they're definitely making something
happen.
They're
ready to go now that Shadow Fiend has BKB.
Could be fantastic timing for Liquid if they're successful on this.
Some of their best fights have started with them killing Pangolier first. I think that's Witch Doctor. No.
Not the best
The
target.
life.
This is exactly what they want. Poshka's like, I will gladly tank the gank. Ha, we know what you're up to.
Yeah, it's not a bad death at all for him. However, mid-tower might get converged on here. Boxing with the scout.
Just chilling. Taiga not able to get close enough, but still commits him with the Magnetize and the Boulder Smash. And they get that swift bounty.
Yeah, they can start fights with killing the Pangolier. All that team fight just not present for HR for these defenses.
But HR are able to quickly convert onto side lane pressure where they know they can't take a fight. I say that as Funnick is going to get jumped in the jungle nearby. Quickly surrounded by 3 and silenced. And stunned.
This is why I hate when teams let up on the pressure. I feel like they just go into bot mode and they just start like farming random jungle camps and they just get picked off. And
yeah, their commitments to either be there for the defense to try to find that fight opportunity or push the side lanes because you definitely don't want to fight. There's definitely a bit of a lingering between deciding on either or.
Yeah, all Liquid wants to do right now is find heroes because they know that HR doesn't have the tools necessary to fight them. HR either needs to do a better job of avoiding them or, you know, even though you're at an item disadvantage, maybe take a fight on your own high ground where you have a vision advantage and squeak out a team fight win that way.
Okay, BKB done on Monkey King. Maybe
Yeah,
this is it.
It's got to be time to go.
This is it. Big fight. Could turn that into Tower Roche.
I guess Sardar's probably still a ways away from Blink.
Yeah, he was just picked off in that jungle.
Oh man,
he was that's why he was in the jungle in the first place. He wanted to get that Blink Dagger so bad it cost him his life.
So he's just the bait for now since he doesn't have his Blink.
He's like, I'm here because I really want this Blink Dagger. That's why I'm here. But Liquid not taking that bait. Good on them. They quickly split out elsewhere. Insania will fend off the top lane pressure. Boxy heads south. And
Boxy very close to Aghanim Scepter. Huge pickup for him on the Weaver.
Yeah, kind of since he was called out, he's been able to kind of keep his head down and grind away some farm.
Well, they have kind of given him the entire map.
Yeah, that's the bot mode you were talking about. Allowing Weaver to kind of have free space to farm up.
All right, there's the Blink Dagger on Slardar. Time to smoke.
This has got to be it now, right? This surely.
I wonder if they'll...
They just probably like, hold on, guys, I got my BKB.
Dire,
wait.
Okay, Dire just scanned Roshan, so they know they're not doing that. Radiant could go Roche right now if they deward that.
Dire's vision is in like the top lane too, so they and bottom. I mean, look at Dire's vision just across from all sides.
Yeah.
Without them being in Roche, they know exactly where they are.
And look at the gold lead that has increased in the last like 2 or 3 minutes.
They own like 70 to 75% of the map. It looks like right now.
HR better do something. Standing around watching yourselves lose is not a winning strategy.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
damn.
It's, you know, Dota. It's a hard game, but it's not rocket science.
Possible discussion on what would be their best approach here, but now with a new BKB, with a new Blink on hand.
If you feel like you're in a position where you want to fight, you should be looking to take away areas of the map from your opponents. If you feel like you cannot fight, but you feel like maybe you could fight, but you don't really want to fight, that's when you look to secure your areas of the map. And if the enemy team invades those, then you make a decision, okay, we're ready to fight.
What if you're doing neither right now? Because
Hold
HR
on.
are sitting on their own side right now.
Well, sometimes you're in a
Not in a
position
jungle.
where you really can't fight, which means you have to concede areas of the map to your opponent, which isn't, you know, you are going to lose out on the net worth, but you're not necessarily going to lose the game. And it's about finding that moment where you can transition from those 3 different kind of phases of the game. And no good fight starts off with losing a hero.
A
Unless
Witch
they buy
Doctor, but still Liquid, after all this time, were able to slide their way out and find an opportunity to get at least a single catch and a tier 1 tower after all of that time. And just now HR in the side lanes pushing them out.
Please, HR, take a fight.
And they're about to lose Pango. This is just like what we saw 5 minutes ago. And now they're going to be able to move in for Roche, knowing that Pango is gone for 30 seconds. Liquid feeling really secure about it.
I felt like the BKB and the Blink Dagger were going to be the moment where they thought that they could try and take a fight.
Well, they're going now. Roche is dropping not super fast, I think they'll easily be there.
Yeah, they have a Void Spirit Shadow Fiend.
Okay, jump. It's on Grim. Big A.
Oh, the Weaver Axe saves
Leapfrogs
him.
out, goes right for the backline Witch Doctor, silences him down, uses up the Monkey King to go for the finish. It's going to be successful. He does get hit with the Maldic, but 2 going to be dropped from the HR side, and they're slowly walking down Kasani. Liquid just almost baiting this Roche go, anticipating the fight to come, and just took it on. I mean, they had Grimstroke outside the pit, ready to get jumped. That's exactly what happened, and Liquid just fought back. And now they're going to get a free Aegis and Fields with a winning fight as a kicker, while Nyx is going to have to push out the bottom lane and farm. Roger, being a bit cheeky, is going to expend his Rolling Boulder to go for the super high-risk play.
Yeah, looking like a tough game for HR at this point.
Yeah, they're kind of bleeding out a bit right now.
Yeah. I don't know if they're revivable at this point. They're just kind of laying on the
They're
ground.
just straight on life support.
Everybody's looking around, seeing if anybody.
Does anyone know a doctor?
Does anybody know a doctor? I'm not sure there's a doctor that specializes in
I'm here, but I'm
lost Dota games.
Well, HellRaisers for the time being will scramble their way out, but this
They might need like a
one,
miracle worker, you know?
Yeah?
Like somebody who doesn't really do like traditional medicine.
Oh,
More
like
in that hippity-dippity kind of stuff.
a real witch doctor.
Yeah, you know. Herbs and spices.
Shrunken heads.
Exactly. Voodoo dolls.
That will get you back in
What
the Dota
other
world.
witch doctor buzzwords do you got?
I don't know. I was gonna say lip piercings, but I don't think that's a witch doctor thing. Well, Nyx pops his BKB to avoid trouble, but tries to turn it back and around now onto Mikke here, even committing it with the ulti.
Got
But
the
there's
Yules
self-Yules. There's the Grimstroke ulti with the silence.
Got silenced by the Orchid
Requiem.
Furion.
But yeah.
There we go.
Okay, Kasani jumping in, saying, HR alive.
We're back.
They're breathing. Get that doctor away. HR are fine.
Yeah, somebody has.
They've picked themselves up.
Somebody knows CPR on Radiant, and they've managed to revive some playmaking abilities.
But, you know, how much have HR been able to recover from that? You know?
Well, hopefully they've seen the light. You know, like, hey, wow, we can kill heroes. Orchid on the Furion, quite nice. Void Spirit does have a Yules, but they can silence him after it. A lot of times he's using the Yules offensively. Could be nice.
That's true. And they don't have a way else to purge it off, right? I don't see someone else with a Lotus Orb or anything.
I love
of
this
that
build
nature.
from Quickfire. He's on the right click, like Shadow Fiend build.
Yep.
Especially with his Aegis, he can just frontline for his team and hit buildings, which they need.
Long roll from Taiga in hopes of catching out Funnick, who quickly blinks away. Taiga went with the halberd. You know, he recognizes that most of the right-click potential, I guess, is just going to be coming from Monkey King mainly.
And Furion.
From
and
Furion
Slarda,
too.
Right? They all need to right click.
So he's like, I'll shut one of them down at least.
Yeah, also makes him really tanky.
Yeah, they didn't have that tanky frontliner I mentioned, but now he can confidently roll into a fight and know he's not going to get blown the hell up. And look at this, he gets hit with the Inkswell. Inkswell rolling boulder combo is really, really nice.
I prefer the Void Spirit though. You can just jump with the Astral Step. Much more controlled, guaranteed.
True.
Inkswell
I guess you just got to be careful. You don't want to, get silenced right away and
No,
then force a Yules yourself.
Exactly. I mean, that's what happened bottom, right? He was in, had to Yules himself, and then instantly got Orchided out of the Yules.
Yeah, let the Earth Spirit get Orchided, maybe. But I think Liquid, obviously, after that fight bottom, have given a little more respect to HR. Not as bloodthirsty, it seems, and are kind of just sliding around, going for the easier plays.
I think HR is just kind of dodging the Shadow Fiend's Aegis at the moment. Not that they don't want to fight, but taking a fight into the Aegis might be a little silly. Oh, he's getting stun locked.
Did get Kasani here, but he flexes out the mech BKB and just shrugs off the trouble.
He's out.
Wow. Quite durable, but BKB is on cooldown. If Liquid consider that an opportunity. Oh, mid lane jump in. Boxy's there to welcome him with Koikfa, but do they have a way to stop him from just simply running out? I don't think so. Nyx has a Monkey King bar, by the way. I don't know if that was mentioned already or not.
Yeah, that's a big pickup.
But he already has an answer for the butterfly.
And the halberd.
And the halberd, you're right. I wonder if that... He's got 2,000 life, so he's not like Glass Cannon Monkey King.
No,
but,
Liquid definitely needs to be careful with the way they fight. Radiant has a decent team fight outside of their BKBs. However, I think only Shadow Fiend has a BKB for the Dire squad. Yep, so they are quite susceptible to being chain stunned by Pangolier or catching, you know, that unfortunate Witch Doctor cask that, you know, sometimes looks OP.
Yeah, and when it looks OP, it's usually like in these later game fights suddenly.
Yeah.
When people just forget about the coconut and their BKBs are
Here we go.
short cooldown. Long jump, long chase.
A run for the outpost.
Quick, get that 30-minute outpost
Look
fast,
at
fellas!
Taiga.
Taiga just all in to stop it,
Oh, he's good.
but he survives.
Here comes Liquid, though.
Yes,
This could
they
be a good
do,
fight for
responding
HR.
In. Funnick, though, is going to get swarmed. He tries to fend it off. Mickey trying to go for the finish. Well, Roger and the Monkey King go for the backlines themselves, looking to burst down Insania where possible, and they're successful on that. Funnick will survive, and this one looks good for HR to begin with. Liquid,
Funnick has a
though,
blink stun.
on the chase, moving in. There's that crush, and they'll finish off Taiga. Koikfa moving in with the Requiem with the BKB pop, tries to dish out right click. Finally can finish off Funnick, but Kasani standing his ground, right clicks Koikfa, and now realizes that it's not going to happen. A buyback comes out from Taiga, and he rolls in to stun him in his tracks. Follow-up going to be there from Miposhka, and 4 hit the deck suddenly from HR. It looked like a great fight for them from the get-go, but Liquid, they commit just the 1 buyback, right?
Shadow Fiend, they got too close to Shadow Fiend that fight. He just started right-clicking and destroying people.
I don't know when you got that Chrysalis, but it was just for that fight.
Yeah,
He certainly brought the damage.
I think it was right before that fight.
Woo! That brought a lot of right-click damage, deceptive damage, because everybody's just kind of getting caught up with the Slardar, caught up with the Earth Spirit.
Yeah. Monkey King needs some armor.
Here we'll catch the replay again.
Yeah, they used a lot on the Slardar, and Furion came in with the mech. Witch Doctor healed him a bit. They caught some backline heroes with the Monkey King. Pangolier got his ult off. A lot of things went HR's way there, but in the end, Shadow Fiend just was able to connect with his damage. He's sort of immobile, so if you could just stay away from him.
Again, though, it felt like they were just caught up with other things, you know, like there was, Mickey just committed everything he had, it felt like, onto Funnick, so people were trying to bail out Funnick while Funnick's trying to fend that off.
Well, I think HR can fight. They just need to be aware that Shadow Fiend will destroy them if he starts right-clicking. So
stop that, man.
Yeah, take your fights with some consideration of, you know, are we focusing the Shadow Fiend to a point where he can't right-click us, or are we focusing other people and just killing whoever gets too far away from Shadow Fiend?
Yeah, he's obviously the one that brings the true win
The
condition
punishment.
for Liquid. Yeah, he's the one that's going to be winning the fight. So if you can take him out early, then there is not nearly as much to contend with.
Yeah, it's hard, though. He has a butterfly. If he BKBs and ults, Monkey King has to BKB. It's not reliable that Slardar can bash him. No Aegis, no Aegis.
This looks super easy. The jump is there, but the time-lapse comes out from Boxy. You can't forget about the time-lapse as they pull him back. The Monkey King commits the ult, but Liquid wait from the outside, and Nyx tries to TP away and is successful on that with the BKB.
Oh, no.
Chase is on. They're scrambling to find anybody. Looks like they'll be successful in catching out Roger here. It's just the 2 supports. Could have been a lot worse for HellRaisers, but
Could be a Roshan here pretty soon as well.
the biggest R click you've ever seen coming out from Boxy as he just gets that time lapse off on Koikfa.
Yeah, this hero with Ag sometimes just looks so broken. But yeah, no, they need to address the Weaver now. It has to be their focus in fights. They can't just go on the Shadow Fiend.
Which is like, obviously the opposite of what we were just saying leading into that. Like, okay, Shadow Fiend's the problem. We got to get him. You got to find out what you got to do about him. But it's like,
Well,
wait. What about the Weaver?
Yeah, props to Liquid for building a decently well-rounded draft and itemizing in a way that HR is having a very difficult time dealing with them.
Just too many problems. You think that it's all in the Shadow Fiend, but then you forget they've got that extra life in the Weaver. You try to go for the Weaver, then you got suddenly an Earth Spirit and a Void Spirit in your face.
If they would have done a better job earlier of using their timings and maybe defending a couple of high grounds and stuff, then then Liquid might not have all these items, right? They might not have a 14,000 gold lead. That makes fights, fights easy for them.
Blink Dagger, BKB timing in
Not
particular.
over yet, though. There's a Roshan fight coming. Monkey King ult, very good at Rosh.
Roche definitely new opportunities and a DD bottom.
Yeah, they both have good Rosh damage. So if if one team isn't paying attention or gets a little lazy or somebody gets picked off, Rosh could go in the way of Radiant.
HR in the neighborhood. Witch Doctor's like, I'll throw myself in there real quick. Get some vision down, which was scouted. They think, no, they actually thought HR was straight up in the pit, potentially. And they'll see that's not the case. But nearby,
Big
A forces out the BKB on Kasani.
Furion's BKB. Oh, Furion has the AC. Okay.
Furion's like, well, I'm going bottom. I am not going to be able to do a lot in that Roche fight.
What about the double damage Shadow Fiend hitting Roshan?
Yeah, that's got to be HR if you want to do something.
I don't think
I don't know if you want. He's got the big blue boxing gloves on.
They're done.
They commit into the high ground. They catch out Roger. They silence him. They triple silence him. It looked like with the Grimstroke on top of it.
With the Ags from Void Spirit, is that what he has?
That was 3 silences on 2 heroes. Damn. That is a shut the hell up situation right there, as both Funnick and Pango.
I like Mickey on these active heroes much more so than the hard carry Void we saw in Game 2.
Kind of hard to disagree with what we're seeing here.
It seems like he also does a good job of leading Liquid into fights. I like when Koifa plays the semi-hard carries. Doesn't have to force things himself. I don't think he is. I don't think his Dota skills work best that way.
Well, here he goes, trucking away from the low ground, bringing in the mighty right click, easily sieging down this tier 3.
What you gonna do, HR?
They have everybody up. They almost have all the ults. Wrath and H are about to come up. But the game plan, what's it gonna be?
This guy's a beast.
Who can they jump? Mickey says, I want to get things started. Moves in right away with the Ink Swell. Couldn't quite find the target. He's going to pop the BKB. Jumping in, Monkey King. Time lapse is there. He commits it onto Taiga, and Taiga still falls.
Pangalier's leashed, though. Super unfortunate. Just the Grimstroke was so good against him. He just can't roll.
They lose Earth Spirit. It's enough for HR to hold the line for now, but they had to expend so much, the BKBs and all the ultis.
Sania is actually so farmed on Grimstroke. He's getting an Ags.
Yo.
But he has no neutral item. It's
Maybe you use that on Monkey King? That'd be nice.
Yeah, or Furion. One of the two. They both do a ton of right-click damage.
That's a
feels
good Grim game.
Do you get the auras?
I would imagine so.
Yeah, so you could just steal Furion's Assault Cuirass.
Wow.
Don't mind if I do.
Hmm.
Little mech armor as well. Wait, does mech still give armor?
It still takes buckler, right? It does give 6 armor.
Just to the user, though, right?
Yes.
So never mind.
Just health to the units.
Yes, 2 health regeneration for his squad. That's why he got the Ag, so he could steal the mech aura.
Yeah, it's either him or Monkey King. There's really not much else to take from. But regardless, if you are Grimstroke getting an Aghanim Scepter, that's a luxury game right there. It feels once he's able to get something already nice enough, like the Aether Lens, even a blink on top of it, you've got all the tools you could ask for as a Grim.
Liquid gonna push with this Aegis? What's going on? Time to go.
They're heading up here to the top lane.
Not fast enough. I'm impatient.
I mean, it's Liquid. We know they're
They
love to build up that advantage. They really want to make sure they're gonna get that win.
They really enjoy making their games like extra long.
I gotta make them suffer.
It's for the fans, right?
For the fans, more Liquid airtime, duh.
This one looks pretty hard to throw, but I've heard that story before.
Yeah. Will we get a famous Reddit thread for the crazy throw of 2020? Well, they've lost their Monkey King. Kasani narrowly able to make it away as the siege had continued from Liquid at the top. But look at this. Now they know that Funnick's a bit alone. Or not Funnick, Quick's a bit alone with the exception of that man right
Satanic.
there. The Boxy Weaver. The life return. The Satanic pop. He's trying to survive through the Death Ult. The Monkey King ult, but it's not going to be good enough.
He doesn't have BKB out of this. I think he's dead.
He comes back now, and Roger hits him
Oh
with
my
the roll,
Liquid,
and
what are you
he goes
doing?
Down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here they come for Boxy. They're looking to get him next. Mickey jumping in as the second round of firepower with the Shivas and all. Looking to take it to him. Witch Doctor buys back, but he can't even close out the kill on Kasani. He hides in the Sprout, but
What am I
TP is
watching?
canceled. Kasani will end up falling. Funnick and Nyx now. Jumping up and over, trying to get the hit. Onto Mickey here. That would be a big takedown if they can burst down this Void Spirit. Woo! He gets time-lapsed.
That's
He
his
lives.
last Astral Step. He has an Assimilate, though.
Oh, man. He gets it down. He's running. He's running. Oh, the chase is on. Oh, we missed.
Another Astral Step.
Woo!
Monkey King is good at chasing, though.
Oh, my God. They are going to get him.
Another
He knows
Astral
she's done
Step.
for Shiva's BKB. He's like, I will try to take you with me, Witch Doctor. No. Yuke up to the high ground. Up and over the hills.
Yes, OS Frog, yes.
Giant space is created right now. Galaxies as
My boy's Liquid, always keeping things interesting.
this game is not that over.
That is too good.
Well, they did get 4 buybacks from Radiant. However, Boxy did buyback, and they lost both their cores.
I mean, this doesn't even things up, right? This is still...
I wouldn't say it evened things up. However, it does present some interesting, what would I call it, winning opportunities for Radiant.
I like that, as we'll get a bit of a replay here.
Yeah, they ported back to deal with this Furion Monkey King combo, which they actually killed the Monkey King before he BKB'd.
Yep. Now he does buy back, and they say we can get the jump onto Koikfa here at the bottom. And they're successful in that. I mean, Boxy sure is left to his own devices to get off that time lapse, but they already have the battlefield laid out with that Monkey King ultimate. They swarm in and get the finish of Koikfa.
There's definitely no fighting into the ultimate. Monkey King has a little bit too much farm for that.
Liquid are still trying to run that way, all the way through the lane. But as you can tell, it's a bit too late to really make a serious impact. And then we turn into this like hour-long chase of Mickey.
Yeah. Well, next Roshan, I suppose, right?
Right? I mean, Liquid already a very kind of patient, safe kind of a team. That happens. Now they're really going to play this one a bit slower.
Yeah, the last Rosh fight, I believe HR lost a hero right before Liquid went into it. And then Liquid also got the DD on Koikfa for the last Rosh, which made it super easy. But they're getting more items in their cores, and Shadow Fiend is kind of slotted already. So he isn't getting much stronger, but he's pretty damn strong at the moment.
Yeah, but, you know, where's like that secondary kind of firepower going to be coming from here? Mickey does a good amount of damage. And
Yeah, he does
good
good.
amount of utility and spread. You know, it just is it going to match up to Monkey King, who's now building up to the Agnum Scepter. We know already the scaling power of Nature's Prophet.
Here we go. HR's up to something. Is Liquid ready?
All right. I don't know. The Abyssal Blade is out. He puts his focus onto Taiga. The tankiest one.
They got the Weaver. He
but
has
they
no
got the
buyback.
Weaver. He immediately gets bashed down. He's going to be out 2 minutes. No buyback. No time-lapse save for anybody here. And quickly, Liquid scramble away. How much is this game beginning to slip through the fingers of Liquid now?
HR staying cool and composed here, but thinking if they can get more.
Funnick, confident, moves in. The disarm. Funnick eats a lot of damage.
Careful. Liquid is still quite strong. Here they
He
go.
moves in. Tries to get the burst onto the Witch Doctor. But that Witch Doctor's got the Ghost Scepter.
The
Doesn't
team is
think
leaving
he
him.
bursted down. And Roger next, yeah. HR just said, we're done. We leave. Peace.
Well, those guys don't have buyback either, so guess we're just hanging out.
Yeah, very true. I guess if something were to go wrong and they die,
Did one of the cores just make a decision that they were getting back, and the supports were like, well, you know, we don't have blink daggers, or we can't jump on trees. They're like, well,
you're low.
that's it for you then. I think they probably should have made a team movement there rather than, you know, just letting 4 liquid heroes kill both their supports.
But, you know, this is a very delicate game. It's an elimination game, and one fight could kind of change it all for a team like HR to stay alive in the tournament.
Furion. Oh, this is risky. Does Furion have... Oh, he's porting out immediately.
Shows up to sprout and run because Liquid are quick to counter fight.
Okay.
He doesn't want to risk getting caught out in that.
This is like a 5-head play from Radiant. They're letting some heroes die. That way they don't have their buyback timers for their next deaths. All right, using them now while Roche isn't up. Smart.
Sure. Yeah, throwing their position 3 into the side lane, saying Liquid come over here while we push the top lane. Anything to kind of draw out the clock.
Yeah, a little bit of space for their cores.
45-minute bounties.
Watch out, Monkey King. They're coming for you.
Long roll through.
Oh, they had a ward. They have a ward in the corner there.
Yeah, it's being pinged out now.
And Roshan is up. Is that a courier?
How fast can they do it?
They can do it pretty fast.
Go. Let's see Liquid. Oh, they're going to get it. Look how far away HR are. HR are.
Not even an effort. Well, this is Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher.
Alright, who gets Refresher? It's going to go to Mickey. It was nice to have the 2 big BKBs and additional astral steps and such.
Yeah, Basher now picked up on Mickey as well. It's going to be super helpful for dealing with Furion and Monkey King.
Yeah, and that Agnums is done on Insania. He's actually almost got a sheep stick on Grimstroke.
There he goes. He's got the
Farmed out of his mind.
It's dead.
Oh, uh-oh. Speaking of Insania,
This can't be the fight. There's no way.
don't overextend HR. You could regret it. But look at Liquid. They're coming in from a flank. From the left-hand side.
He has a
Swift
basher.
jump.
He has
Looking
a
to go
basher.
for Kasana. Can they get the bash? No. I bet that hit right there was the bash. I bet it was. But he slips out. Roger
Canceled the TP, okay.
left behind.
What's his... Is he not porting? You know.
Woo! Calculated. That guy knows the limitations of that hero.
Well, he definitely knows him better than I do. For sure.
All right, Liquid. What can you do with that now? That was, I mean, it's getting to the point where these BKBs are already whittled down to 5 seconds. So Nature's Prophet will have it back in just a moment. And we got to see how Liquid can approach high ground.
Yeah, I think they can play it really slowly and just let the Shadow Fiend hit the buildings. But maybe they just want to farm.
And they had a good thing going, which is, yeah, having Koikwa sit out in front, siege away, use the Spirit Brothers to kind of roll in and cause a bit of disruption and chaos.
Well, Weaver has an Axe, so you can always just refresh the Shadow Fiend.
And then, yeah, keep the Weaver back in behind to save him in case.
Definitely.
In that push top lane, he decided to use the first time lapse onto Taiga to try to bail him out, but Taiga just died anyways, too. So
Yeah, Sania finishes his Hex. Can do a double Hex here in the next fight.
that is...
He would be a great target for HR.
He's got nearly 3.5k HP. He's got way more life than everyone else.
Where'd he get all the HP from?
he's yoked out of his mind right now.
Oh, the Woodless
Shaco.
Shaco.
Oh, I say Shaco like Diablo. I don't even know if that's right or not.
Is it right?
I don't know.
The Shaco's an item in Diablo, right?
I thought it was Shaco.
Well,
Basil, you know how it goes.
we can just blame our grade school teachers, I suppose. Taught us how to pronounce words.
Taught us
correctly.
cursive as well, and I don't know why. But
Action.
here we have the siege on from Liquid.
They have the Illusionist Cape as well. Shadow
Lift
Fiend.
forced. Protective Lotus Orb. HR maybe looking for a way to flank.
They need to smoke around and find Weaver, but that seems very difficult.
right, well, a clean lane taken down by Liquid.
Action me!
Long jump in, looking to go on for Grim, but the response is there from Liquid.
Grim's in the middle of the Monkey King ult.
Insania just blasted down. And Taiga could be next. Tries to roll away. Nice block there from Miposhka.
Low cooldown on Rolling Boulder.
Yeah, but woo! He slides away.
Here goes
Leap in, Quakefa, force in, big Requiem right on top of Kasani's head, and now he looks to finish him off with the right clicks, but Kasani has the Satanic, flexes it on Quakefa, and gets all of his health back, and now the Fall of Death Ward going to be there, but it's quickly canceled out by the Earth Spirit. Roger rolling about, tries to disrupt him and slow him down, while Miposhka is going to get finished on those back lines. Only one Liquid member goes down at the end of it. It is a 3-for-1 trade with the buyback from Monkey King.
Yeah, really hard to connect on these kills with the Weaver Ags being used multiple times in these team fights.
I get the idea HR not willing to kind of let Liquid slow siege their whole base away and try to look for those opportunities, but Liquid were just very close. And now they're getting a bit cheeky here, trying to do the old rat tactic, poking at this bottom lane. Buys them a little bit of time, but they're looking at a 25k net worth advantage now for Liquid. I don't really know much else of what they could get.
I've seen them throw bigger leads. It can be done. You might not think it can be done. 26k, that's nothing for Liquid.
At this point, I hope it's done, because then it's just a game everybody's going to want to watch. How the
I feel
hell
like
did that happen?
I feel like I've seen Liquid lose to a Secret with like a 70k gold advantage or something. That could be like something of a tall tale. Like I don't
An
really,
old wise tale of the biggest throw ever.
I don't really remember where I heard that from, or even if I saw the game, but
I can't refute it. There's the jump
Action.
in. Liquid rolls onto 2. Monkey King stands his ground, tries to fight it out. They're going to lose Phonic. They're going to lose Insania.
Monkey King no buyback.
Mickey eating a lot of damage, forced to go up while Miposhka commits in with the ult. Here comes Quakefa's big Requiem to fear them back. They blast them down with the right clicks, and it's going to be enough to finish up Kasani. He has to buy back now, but it's just him and Pango. Scratch that, it's just him now.
Pango's got a buyback, but I'm not sure they can defend 2 versus 4. Especially with no BKB on Furion.
This is it though, HR, their last bit of tournament life rests here as Liquid are looking to close out and move into that second round of the lower bracket. Come on, HR. Not much they can do though. Phonic will be the next to spawn, but at that point they've already lost too much. This one is all but over, and there it is, GG. Well fought by Liquid.
Making it interesting towards the end, but they managed to close out the series and advance to the next round of the lower bracket.
And we got to give props, of course, to HellRaisers, you know, coming